I'm now in the ACME parking lot, which is my last stop for this northern New Jersey fast food tour. I did go to Primo Hoagie, and I haven't eaten the sub yet because I'm not really hungry yet. Google Maps keeps being incorrect about how long it's going to take me to get to various places. I keep getting there in about half the time that they quote, so there hasn't been as much time in between meals as I had hoped for. But that being said, Primo Hoagies says, old-fashioned style Italian specialty sandwiches, voted best sandwich shop in USA, Thurman's, the deli best. And the backside says the same thing. Got these Primo Hoagie flavored chips, and it gives us a little backstory on here. It says, it's not just a hoagie, it's a Primo. At Primo's, we know hoagies better than anyone else. We started on the corner of Rittner Street in South Philadelphia, and have always made our hoagies fresh to order, using only the finest gourmet quality meats. We always go above and beyond with our hoagies. In that spirit, we have combined all that delicious Italian hoagie flavor with the classic hearty potato chips. Sorry, it's a bit bent in the back. Wrinkled, I mean. So you can have an authentic Philadelphia hoagie anytime, anywhere. Hope these don't have any cheese flavoring in them. They don't smell like cheese. That's an interesting potato chip. I don't know what to make of it. Texture is a bit harder, yet I don't want to say sandy, but has like almost a vaguely shortbread-like texture to it in a potato chip, which is a strange hybrid. Kind of threw me off. It wasn't bad, it just I wasn't expecting it. In terms of taste, it's good. I just don't know what to compare it to. There's nothing that really tastes very similar to this. I'll have to get back to these in a minute. I'm very encouraged by the fact that they really kind of tout themselves as like the old-fashioned type of grinder shop or sub shop or hoagie or hero or whatever the name you want to give it. Because in this day and age, it's very hard to get a good loaf of Italian bread anywhere. I mean, gone are the delicious, crusty, crunchy, slightly burned Italian loaves of my childhood, and they're replaced with these gooey, soft, sweet, chewy, I mean, I guess you can call them loaves of bread, but that's the problem when the Italians die off the boat Italian population. And now you just have maybe a lot of cases fourth generation people running these places who have never really known much outside of American food, so they make Italian food with a Yankee accent. It doesn't work. But I'm hoping this won't be one of those places. I'm hoping this will be a role with some resistance to, with some character, with some old world quality, taste, texture, and character. Well, they certainly wrap it with care. That's a good sign. This is called the Old Italian. They have an Italian, they have something else. They have an Italian which is kind of like toned down for the tastes of people who don't really like the traditional Italian meats. Then they have some other Italian, I forgot what they called it, which didn't really seem to appeal to me. And then they had the Old Italian, which has dry, cured capicola and prosciutto in it, along with lettuce, tomato, onions, oil, and vinegar. Comes on this roll, which I can tell just by feeling it. It's going to be really good. There's going to be some crunch to this. They were generous with the meat. They didn't skimp. Smells amazing. Let's see how it tastes. Wow, that was better than I was prepared for it being. I had high hopes, but this really exceeded what I hoped for. This blew it right out of the water. My lips split too, but I need a moment to collect myself because I just wasn't expecting it to be that good. Just gotta let this process for a minute. And I guess as I'm doing that, I'll find my soda. Here it is. There are simply not enough things I can say about this sub. Words can't do it justice. But they remind me of really takes me back to the Italian delis of my youth. And it's just, I can't recommend it highly enough. I don't know exactly where all the locations for Primo Hoagies are. It looks like they're kind of all over the place. No real rhyme or reason as far as location scheme. I just know they don't appear to be in New England. But if you ever see one of these places, they're well worth the stop, especially if you like true Italian food. And if you don't, man, I suppose you can stick to handy snacks, and, well, handy snacks aren't Italian. You can stick to your SpaghettiOs, because if this type of food is something that you don't like, if you don't respect this type of old world Italian culinary prowess, then I don't know what to tell you other than that you're living your life wrong, and you're well, I'll leave it at that because I don't want to get personal here, but this is a good sub. That's what I'm trying to say. I apologize. I shouldn't have said you're living your life wrong. People have their tastes, but so no offense to anybody who doesn't like this kind of food, but I just, on that level, I can't relate to you. And that's okay. We can't understand everything. We must all rise before we reach cruising altitude. So, with that in mind, I have some more of this sandwich, this delicious, glorious, beautiful, perfect sandwich. And it's not just the meat either. The bread, it's perfection. It's crunchy, it's drier than an Englishman's sense of humor. Perfect amount of sesame seeds on top. I don't think I could have, I don't think I could have asked for a better sub if I were given free rein to customize one. This is just, Primo Hoagies are the Whataburger of subs. And there, I said it. I mean, that's the highest praise you can give to any food establishment. They've earned it. So I'm in Mahwah, New Jersey right now. It's the last city I'm going to before I head home. It's a smaller city than I ever pictured it to be. It's more like a, kind of reminds me of a place like Fairfield, Connecticut, about on that level. Or one of the more affluent parts of Nassau County, like East Meadow, something like that on Long Island. But I remember first hearing about Mahwah when I was in 6th grade. One of my textbooks came from there. And I always pictured it to be, I just pictured it as this large, like, industrial city full of factories and tall buildings. I kind of pictured it to look like Bridgeport, but bigger. But it's not really like that. It's more of a suburban type place, which most of Bergen County is. I'm finding this is my first time ever being here. But it's not as urban as I expected it to be, which is nice. It's a lot easier to drive here than I was expecting it to be. Route 17 is a bit confusing at times, but that's more just a result of my own unfamiliarity than it is any inherent flaw with the highway itself. It's just a strange optical illusion almost. When you're getting on, the cars behind you seem like they're much further back than they are, but then all of a sudden they're caught up to you and they don't really seem to be speeding either, so don't know what that's about. I guess Route 17 and my brain just don't connect on quite the level that they should, but I don't really have much else to say for the moment. I'm going to have some more of this sub. It's just, this has taken an emotional turn. I just wasn't expecting to be this good, and this is a moment that I will remember for the rest of my life. You have certain things, like you never forget your first date, you never forget graduating from school, you never forget, well, landmark moments in your life. That's what I'm saying, and this is one of them. The day that I had a Primo Hoagie for the first time, and whenever it is that I'm on my deathbed, be it a year from now or 80 years from now, this will be something I'll think about, and I'll know that my life really wasn't so bad because I got to eat a Primo Hoagie. Whatever happens from this point onward, it's going to be worth it. So just bear that in mind, and please make every effort to get to this place. You don't have to go to the one in New Jersey. Or, I mean, there's probably more than one in New Jersey, but you can go to any location you want as long as they're as good as this one. But get the Old Italian, that's my recommendation. So, after this, I'll go into ACME grocery store, and I'll let you know what I thought of that, and then I'll be heading home. Farewell.